What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Today on the table in front of us, we have a new knife to the channel and a relatively new knife in the world. This is the Tepe Designs Hornet 2. Now, the original Hornet came in N690 blade steel. It came in G10. It also came in a titanium scales, and it was much smaller. Now, unfortunately, I don't have one anymore. I did buy one originally. I thought it was wonderful. It was a little small for my hand, so I moved it on to a friend of mine who absolutely loves it. Move forward in time a little bit, and Tepe Designs has done a lot of work with Tucson, these being a couple of examples. This is the TS-134 Shockwave. This fantastic little knife right here is the, this is the TS-128 Dynamo. I love these knives, and of course, most recently, in a collaboration with Night Morning Designs, he made the TS-177, the Maverick. Now, his designs are some of my favorite going in the knife world today. This is a very small knife. Both of these belong to Women Carry Knives. But the design aesthetic, the function are just fantastic. This is a great knife. It really is. And it is, in fact, big enough for me. But as you can see, this one is purple, and so Women Carry Knives snapped it up and got this directly from Shan Hassan, who is Tepe Designs. Sorry about that. Somebody came to the door. Anyway, let's take a look at what we've got on the table in front of us now that we've looked at his other designs. So this is the Hornet 2. This is all carbon fiber, including the backspacer. It is titanium. It is M390. It has a hardened steel lock bar that runs the lock side. The action on this knife is so ridiculously good, and it is very light because of that carbon fiber. But most importantly, what it is very comfortable and very, very useful, just as a pocket knife. This long, beautiful belly on this great, dude, this is really, I just said dude, didn't I? Sorry about that. I'm a California kid. Man, this blade is so slicey. The edge is so thin. You can deploy it a couple of ways. You've got this never fail flipper, and you can finger flick it, which is really very nice, which is why it's got this hole right here. Or at least that's what I use it for. But the action really is the party piece. I got this directly from Shan Hassan, and there is a second batch of these coming. These are about $225 on the Tepe Design website. And, you know, that's a fair amount of money. But this is a competitively priced knife. It really is. The M390 is done very well. It's got this great light stonewash on it. But that is so good. It's just drop shut. There's some milling on the carbon fiber, a little bit of style points right here. You can see, and of course, these holes drilled into it, and they go all the way through. So you can see right through the knife when it's open. It has a marvelous titanium pocket clip with a ceramic ball, and the ball bearings are ceramic as well. They're caged, so you don't have to worry about them getting loose. It has a unique aesthetic. Now, some people aren't going to love this sort of blade shape. I do. I think it gives the knife a fair amount of style. There's not a ton of billboarding. You've got M390 here. You've got, these are numbered. This one happens to be number 16. I'm not sure that's going to show up on camera, but it is right there. And on this side, you have the Tepe Design logo. Beyond that, the knife is clean. Let's get some specs out of the way. What do you get for your $225? You get 1, 2, 3, and a little over 3/4 inches of cutting surface on 4 inches of M390. The overall knife is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 3/4 inches long. The grip area from just behind the flipper tab is 1, 2, 3, 4 full inches. This is a big, beautiful knife. Let's throw some stuff up in size comparison, just because I enjoy doing that. Here, of course, is the full-size Griptilian, or in this case, the Ritter Hogue. As you can see, the Hornet 2 is a much bigger knife than that. In a small knife comparison, here is the Benchmade Bug Out. Right, this is a really nice big knife, and it makes me really happy for all of that. A knife that a lot of people consider larger, for me it's a medium-sized knife, is the Spyderco Manix 2. And as you can see, again, the Hornet is just a big knife. You get a lot for your money. You get a lot in a couple of ways. You get a lot in that it is a small company making excellent knives for not a lot of money. You get a lot in that the work that was done on the carbon fiber, you know, there are no voids, no gaps, no spaces, no nothing. The carbon fiber is just perfect. The blade grind is astonishing. It is a really tall blade, and so you get a lot of room here to come down to a really, really, really sharp edge. You have a very stabby tip. So reverse grip work, gas station fights, whatever, would be really well suited with this. There are no liners, so it is just running on the carbon fiber. Some people aren't going to love that because they're going to say that it's not as tough as need be, but the whole point of carbon fiber is that it is very, very strong. Now, putting liners behind carbon fiber, of course, does increase that, but in this case, for this work, this thing is just about perfect. Things that aren't perfect, well, there are very few. One of the things, and he and I talked about it, is that I wish it had a D-shaped pivot. This is a free spinning pivot. It is something to keep in mind if you take apart your knives for maintenance. But other than that, yeah, that's it really. And I had to really dig in for that because I don't really mind free spinning pivots that much, particularly when they're through things like carbon fiber, where cutting a D shape into the carbon fiber might have compromised the strength a little bit. This is a beautiful knife. Let's take a look at the blade stock just while we're sitting here. Turn that on. We are in millimeters. Back here at the thickest point, it is 4 millimeters of M390. Let's take a look at the thickness through the handle. At its thickest point, it is just about 0.6 of an inch, just over a ½ inch by just a little bit, which makes for a very, very comfortable grip. I love stuff like this. I love, and we've talked about this on this channel before, I love that we are in a world and an environment now where small makers can use OEM companies to make just factory excellent knives, but in smaller batches, and they can do it at a price point that doesn't kill the rest of us. You know, I love my mid-techs. I do. But, well, for instance, this is a Gavco Mako. This is a mid-tech. You know, the parts are manufactured somewhere else. He puts it together, and then we get it. There will be a review on this coming up, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But something like this is about $600. And it's very nice. But when you let an OEM company build your knife for you, you end up with something like this, which is excellent quality, but at about $220, $250, you just can't beat that. You really can't. So I hope that Shan Hassan keeps working. I love the work that he's doing with Tucson, of course. But I very much also hope that he continues doing his own stuff, because that means that we have tons of opportunity to involve ourselves and to get his sort of unique style and basically get his functional art. And that, I think, is super cool. If you want one of these, I'll put a link to the Tepe Design website. You can go there and check it out. If you want one of these, eBay is your friend. There is also an AliExpress store. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know I've enjoyed sharing it with you. I know I enjoy owning it. That is wonderful. Just as a recap, this is the Hornet 2 by Tepe Designs. I have been a Therapeutic Edge. You have been my excellent audience. Please like the video on your way out. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'd love to have you here on a regular basis, and we'll see you next time.